I'm going to send another video out to parents, but I try to record every day in case you're out. So when you're out, please, please, please. Now, I know Dylan does, I know Skylar does, and I know Garrett when he's out because they will email me with questions about something in the video or remind me that I haven't put it up yet. So I don't know if they're pretending to watch or whatever, but at least it makes me feel good that somebody at least attempts to watch it. Okay, now uh Thursday we substituted just like y equals x or y equals 2x uh, or we set two equations equal to each other. Now we have whole expressions that we're going to have to put into these. Thankfully, this kind, at least one of them is solved for y. So when you're solving equations, there's three methods. There's by graphing, which we did. That you do by graphing when you want to do a presentation. But to check your answers on the graph, I always use one of these. When I graph and I get my answers, I'm going to use substitution or elimination. We're not going to learn elimination in eighth grade. You'll learn that next year in geometry. I actually taught it the first year I was here, and I didn't know I wasn't supposed to because we used to have to teach it. You use substitution when you have a variable without a coefficient or if one of your equations is solved for a variable. So if one of your equations is already solved for a variable, you want to use substitution. So we're going to substitute this here where it says y. We're going to solve for x. And then we're going to take that x and plug it into the second equation because it's already solved for y and find y. And then we'll write our answer as an ordered pair. Uh, Let me see. Do me a favor. Mackenzie and Jamaica, do y'all mind switching? Just as a favor. Y'all not doing anything wrong. Just switch seats right now. Just it'll help my sanity quite a bit. I'm not gonna say that. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna give you a little character card for that, okay? Don't let me forget. All right, so let's look at this one. Thank y'all so much, ladies. All right, appreciate you. Awesome. Okay, so here we have this one solved for y equals x plus 7. So if you can probably guess, I'm going to take this x plus 7 and I'm going to put it in that equation where I have a y. Any questions about that? So I'm going to take this whole expression. See, this says y equals x plus 7. This says y. So I got a y, and this is what y is equal to. So I'm going to take that whole thing and put it into this equation. Didn't work. Okay. So now I'm going to take 4x plus y. So that means plus x plus the whole thing. The whole thing. And if you need to put it in parentheses to help your life, you can. But we don't need to because it's not being multiplied by anything except 1. Okay. So now we have to combine like terms. Remember that from equations? So I'm going to combine the 4x and the x. I have 3 terms over here. I can't do inverse operation until I'm down to 2 terms or less. So I have to combine these. 4x plus 1x is 5x. And that's equal to 42. What do I do next, y'all? Huh? Subtract what? 7? Yeah. Bring that down. I think this is 35. 12 minus 7 is 5. Yeah. And now my last step is to divide both sides by 5. So I have x equals 7, but I'm not through. I got to find y. So use this equation that's already solved for y, because it's less drama. X is 7. So y equals 7 plus 7. So y is equal to 14. And then for my answer, X, Y. And draw a box or something so I can find it. Box, circle, whatever. Give me a good question. Did I lose you?
What's the y equals?
Okay, so I took this second equation, y equals x plus 7, and I substituted this in for x. I substituted 7 in for x. Right there, I put it right there. I like this thing because it's easier to switch colors. Good question. Any good questions? Well, all questions are good questions. The only dumb questions are the ones you don't ask. Because every time somebody asks a question, I see another person go, oh, because they were thinking the same thing. So help your classmates by asking a good question. Good question, it being the one that comes out of your mouth. So now let's look at this next one. It's a little bit different. Okay, we do have this equation solved for y. So y equals 6x minus 9. But look at where my y is in the second equation. It's a minus 6 times y. I have 2x minus 6 times y. So what do you think I'm going to do right here when I put this in there? I'm going to multiply by 6. So I have 2x minus 6 times y. Y is all of this drama, 6x minus 9. So I'm going to do this. Mhm. So I'm going to highlight it green too so you can see where it is. So you see how it was 6y there? And then I took, go away. And then I took this and put the whole thing right there where I have y. This is the result. I substituted it in there. So 6x minus 9 is my point guard. Y is getting tired. I need to put 6x minus 9 in there. For y, it's also a point guard. And then there we go. Okay, now I'm going to use the distributive property, besides multiplication. That's another thing I can't say fast. Okay, so 2x, now minus 6 times 6x is minus 36x. Minus 6 times minus 9 is plus 54. Remember, minus and negative are the same thing. So when I distribute this, I could do another step and just do this and say, and then distribute the minus through there, but that's too much work. Remember your negative and positive rules. So negative 6 times 6x is times a positive 6x is a negative 36x. Negative 6 times negative 9 is a positive 54. Now I have to combine like terms, which are right here. Now this part you can do in your calculator. You can't put the x in, but you can do 2 minus 36, which is minus 34x. And you know, when you come and ask me something, you say why it's 34, I tell you go get your calculator. Oh, I looked at the 7th grade exponent stuff. I went way easy on y'all because y'all did it in 7th grade. Y'all did some serious stuff with combining exponents. Okay, so I'm gonna kick it up a notch. Now I'm gonna subtract 54. I got 2 terms over here. So now I can do inverse. Notice I didn't do any inverse operations until I combined all my like terms. Until I did my distribution and then combine my like terms. Now that I have 2 terms over here, now I can do inverse on both sides of my line. This sure is a big old problem. 8 and 4 is 12. 5 and 4 is 9. Plus 1 is 10, correct? Okay, now I need a calculator. I could do it by hand. I think it's 3, but I just want to be sure. I think it's going to be a positive 3.
Yeah.
It is. Okay, y'all quicker than me. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 34. And x is equal to a positive 3. Now this positive 3, that's where y'all tend to mess up sometimes because you'll forget your signs. Make sure you put your signs in your calculator. Now what am I going to do with this 3 to find y? Put it into that equation right there. So y is equal to, I ran out of space, 6x minus 9. So I'm going to put that 3 there. And here's my answer. Make sure if your answer is not in this form, I'm going to mark it wrong. Because I'm not going all over your paper trying to find answers. Mm-hmm. Where 63 where? 6 times 3. Let me do it like this. Six times 3. Okay, questions? All right, let's look at this one. So now we're substituting x in here, right here. So x is equal to 2y minus 3, and I'm going to put that 2y minus 3 right there. And notice it's multiplied by 5. So 5 times x minus y equals 21. So 5 times the quantity, 2y minus 3. So I got to do the whole quantity. So x is 2y minus 3, so I'm going to put the whole thing there. Loop on my y so it won't look like a 4. Now I'm going to distribute. Now remember, on the Delta math, don't just depend on photo math to do that because your test is going to be on paper. And I've found that if I use a different color paper, photo math doesn't work. So don't try to rely on that. Yeah. Y'all need because you all need to know, this is something you need to know how to do for every math class. Equations and some systems of equations, you need to know that. Okay, so now I'm going to combine, let me change colors. 10y minus y. So how many y's is that? 10y minus 1y. Minus 1. 9y. Mm-hmm. And then that's minus 15 equals 21. You with me? Y'all see why this is 9y? Okay. Now I can go do my inverse operations now. A lot of you make the mistake of trying to do inverse operations. You cannot do inverse operations until you have combined all your terms. So you have to have it simplified down to 2 terms or less. So now 9y equals what, 36? And then divide both sides by 9, and y is equal to 4. Now I'm going to take this 4 and I'm going to put it in this equation. Let me go back to my green. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right there. Now this is not x equal, don't write this. This is not that. That's multiplication. So make sure that it's 2 times that value for y. And now I'm going to write this one first because it's my x, y'all. X goes first. If you mix them up, your answer is wrong. Okay.
Other than both are good, it's just not also. Dolphins are good, it's just I don't think the dolphin, I can't see the dolphin. I just can't see. Like, I don't know mine. Baltimore, all those are not good.
Okay, y'all ready for number 4? Any questions? Okay, so now, again, we're substituting x. So y plus 4 is equal to x. So I'm going to put that right here. And remember, that's 10 times x. So it's 10 times y plus 4 plus 2y equals 16. What can't you see?
I can't see the book. Thanks.
Thank you, Maddie. Now, distributive property, 10 times y is 10y. 10 times 4 is 40. Okay, now let's combine 10y plus 2y. That's how many y's? 12y. Now we're going to subtract 40 from each. Let y'all write. I'm going too fast. I felt too fast. 16 minus 40, 24. Is that a negative 24? Okay. And then divide both sides by 12. When I do math really fast in my head, sometimes I'm like, wait a minute. Uh-huh. Move who?
Whoever that is.
Move what? What?
I can't see.
Move what?
Excuse me, we're writing right there. I know what we're writing. Yes, ma'am, but you can write right there, ma'am. That's where we're writing.
What am I supposed to be moving?
We're writing, ma'am. Excuse me.
Okay, so y is equal to -2. So what do we have to find now? We need, what do we need? We need x and y, right? So we got to find x. So I got to plug in this right here. Right here. Now, if you have highlighters or you want to borrow one of my highlighters, you're welcome to do that if it helps you with substitution. As I told you, I had a student, he would write out his equation and then he would erase it out of there and put it there, and he always got it right. I need to check on him and tell him he's one of my examples. X, Y.
Yes.
Okay, the last one we're going to work together. Everybody finished writing, or we still writing? Wait or go ahead? Wait, I heard a wait, so I wait.
Ray Lewis Hall of Didn't he just play? Is Ray Lewis still on this? We're still on the double. I don't like that team before.
Okay. Now the last one, you all are going to help me work this one. Okay, what do I need to do? Yes, ma'am. What do I need to do? Yes, Drew?
5 plus, is this 5x plus 2 equals 2y.
Yes, ma'am? Substitute the y. So, and y is that. So we're going to substitute that. Okay, now, Drew, tell me what my new equation is going to look like. Tell me what to write. If you want to write yours first, that's fine.
5x plus -7x plus 6 equals 2.
Very good. Now I need to combine these. 5x plus a -7x. And I don't need that plus there, but it's a -2x. If you don't believe me, put 5 plus a -7 in your calculator. Bring everything else down. I can do inverse operations now. Some of you start right here and always get the wrong answer. You got to combine these terms first. Okay. Now what's next?
You subtract 6 from
Subtract 6. I saw online. One teacher calls it. I said what was it? The do-do rule. If I do it here, I do it here. So yeah, use the do-do rule. I know that's gross. I can't do that. Okay. All right. So that goes there. And then I bring this down. 2 minus 6, -4. Talk about right here. Mm-hmm. What's my next step?
Who is that?
I don't know. -4 divided by -2 is +2. Now, what is my next step? Shh. I have x equals -2. Am I done? No. I need to do what? Solve for y. Which equation are you going to use? Okay, so we're going to use the first one because it's already solved for y. So -7x plus 6 And so y equals -7 times 2 plus 6. Do I rewrite this equation here when I do mine? No, but if it helps you, do it. Okay? So y equals -14 plus 6. Y equals -8. Am I done? Okay,
No,
what?
because you didn't do that thingy. You need to divide it, right?
What? No, we already did. We have to put it in. I can't see.
Parentheses, and we put in parentheses, it's called a what? Ordered pair. That's the word I need. 2, -8. So we put it in the thingy. We have to write our answer as an ordered pair. All right, y'all.